Hi, I'm Will Hesketh and this is Functional Yoga. So as always, here's your checklist of reminders. Please make space to practice safely, make time to be present, which means removing distractions. Try and be as playful, as grateful and as compassionate towards yourself as you can. Please don't take it too seriously and remember, most importantly, you are amazing. So this week we're going to be focusing on the spine, and this will be a more advanced flowing session on Monday, so take it steady and listen to your body. You can always skip the getting down to the floor and getting back up again bits and do shorter, more gentle lunges. So just really feel what's right for you, take your time and skip anything that doesn't feel quite right. Okay, so we're going to start nice and mellow and just get through the spine a few times and just get it feeling nice and mobile. So we're going to start on our backs, feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Get nice and comfortable, have a good shuffle around. Feet fairly close towards the bum tends to be the best position. And then just as you inhale, gently arch the lower back, and as you exhale, gently tuck the lower back towards the floor. So as you inhale, that belly is expanding, that lower back is arching, and as you exhale, we're contracting the muscles on the belly to try and get that bit of pull down there. So inhale, gently arch. Exhale, gently tuck. If you could inhale through the nose and out through the nose, then great. Don't worry if you don't want to do that and you'd rather breathe through the mouth. But generally, nose breathing tends to be the way to go. Just feeling your way through. Now, as we start to progress, take your time. As you exhale, switching that tuck on, keep that tuck, push into your feet and start to peel through the spine, bottom towards the top. Lifting your way up one vertebra at a time, and then as you exhale, lowering your way down one vertebra at a time, nice and steady as you go. Inhaling to gently arch, exhaling to gently tuck, peeling your way up, bottom to top of the spine. Exhale, lower your way down, top to bottom of the spine. So just feeling your way through, taking your time, breathing as you go, and just seeing how it feels. Only taking it as far as feels comfortable. Just inhale, arch, exhale, tuck. Peel off a little slowly. Inhale, lower down, slowly, exhale. Whenever you're ready, walking the feet to the width of the mat, slightly wider than shoulder width, and then just gently let the knees go a little way to one side. Inhale, bring them back to the center. Exhale, let them go a little way to the other side. Inhale, bring them back to the center. So just gliding through slowly and steadily. Making sure it all feels nice and comfortable and mellow. Never forcing, but with those feet wide, it means that the thigh bones are rotating at the hip socket as well. Try and keep that control rather than just sort of flopping the legs over to the side. See if you could keep control and take it at a constant pace with the movement. And whenever you're feeling even on both sides, bringing it back to the center, having a little shuffle and flattening out on the mat. So legs straight now. Think about the sole of the foot reaching towards whatever is below it. So chances are it'll be a wall, and then same thing on the other foot. So just gently reaching the sole of your foot towards whatever it is below it. Gradually moving into that pelvis, side to side movement of the pelvis, side to side movement of the lower back. And just feel your way through. If you want to, you could add the arms, reach the arms above the head. And then it's same arm as leg. Reaching out with the arm or the elbow and just trying to think about the upper back starting to move side to side. So we're getting lower back and upper back moving in a nice, gentle side to side fashion. Breath is nice and smooth and calm. And then whenever you're ready, relax, walk the feet in, bring the knees into the chest one at a time. So just hold one knee in and then bring the other one in to join. Have a little rock side to side if that feels comfy. Have a little rock front to back if that feels comfy. If you can't quite reach the knees, you could grab backs of the thighs, backs of the knees, so you're not quite as far in with them. And then you could be gently pulling them in just a little bit at a time, just see how that feels. Really nice. And give the toes a little bit of a wiggle. Give the feet a flex and point. And in your own time, it's up to you how you get there. You can either roll onto your side and bring your way around, or like we did on Monday, you could roll through the whole spine and roll to seated or possibly to semi-standing in that little squat position. Bring yourself over to all fours. From your all fours position, knees under the hips and feet in line with the knees, which means they're in line with the hips as well. Hands under the shoulders, gently just sit your bum back towards the heels with the top of the foot down. Inhale, bring your weight forwards. Tuck the toes. Now sit your way back towards the heels, stretching through the sole of the foot a little. Change the foot again, top of the foot comes down. Exhale, gliding back. Inhale, moving forwards. Really nice. We're going to do a little bit more of the rotation in this position. So bring your way back to your all fours position. Take one hand, doesn't matter which, post it underneath the other arm and just gently reach through a little. Get a little bit of a rotation in the spine. Try not to sag the hips down into it. Try and keep the hips fairly still. Bring it back, and then same thing on the other side. Just gently reach through a little and bring it back. Just feel your way through it. Take it nice and steady. Listen to what your body's saying. Only going as far as feels comfortable for you. So you're just rotating the torso a little. Try and keep the control through the abdominal muscles to keep that spine nice and straight. And whenever you're ready and you're feeling even on both sides, bring it back to all fours, tuck your toes behind you and sit back towards the heels, gradually allowing the knees to come off the floor as you start to come towards down dog. If you're not a big fan of down dog and you don't want to be doing it for some reason, you can bring yourself to a standing position. That's where we're going to be coming to next. If you are in down dog, just pedaling through, allowing the backs of the legs to lengthen out, breathing nice and steady. See how it feels to bend both legs down towards the floor and then straighten the legs a little. Bend both legs down towards the floor and straighten the legs a little, just gliding through. In your own time, we're going to start to take the right leg forwards, bringing it into a little bit of a lunge position. So you do that from down dog or from standing if you've already brought yourself up to standing. If you've not brought yourself up to standing, bring yourself up. So if you want a more mellow version, you'd have the feet closer towards each other. If you want it a bit more intense, you'd have the feet further away from each other in a front to back fashion. So the feet want to be hip width apart, the knees want to be hip width apart. Really, really common that the hips shift to the side a little and the knee comes in or something like that starts to happen. Maybe the ankle comes in. Just trying to keep that alignment the whole way through the legs if possible. As you bring your way down, just think about bending both knees equally, pulling the front leg backwards and the back leg forwards and driving your way back up slowly. So exhale as you come down, hinge forwards a little, try not to round the back, try and keep the back nice and neutral as you go. So exhale as you come down and inhale as you push your way back up. Okay. Now, we've got the option to change through down dog if you want to. So if you do, just see if you could bring yourself all the way down to the floor with that alignment as tight as possible. Hands come down. If you prefer to stay standing, then by all means stay standing. If you're doing down dog, just pedal through the legs. Gently bend and straighten. In your own time, left leg comes forwards, regardless of whether you're in down dog or standing. Come into the lunge on the other side. Same again, knee, ankle, hip alignment, bringing your way down, hinging forwards from the glute. Bringing your way up, nice and steady, hinging your way forwards from the pelvis, I should say, from the hips. Bringing your way back up, try and keep that knee, ankle, hip alignment, trying to let those hips twist. Keep that spine nice and long, try not to round through the spine. So we're really just focusing on this hinge here, on this left hip, really starting to feel that left glute fire up. Bringing your way down and bringing your way back up, and then changing through down dog if you want to, or from standing if you prefer. From down dog, gently pedal through those legs. And then the right leg comes forwards, keeping that alignment, walking the hands back, keeping as central as you can as you push your way back up to standing. Okay, from your standing position, we're going to bring our way down into that lunge position again. It's up to you how deep you could go. You could just be in a bit more of an upright position if you want. Hands on the hips just to check that they're level either side, and check that they're level front to back as well. Get them nice and neutral. Knee, ankle, hip alignment on both legs. Give the toes a wiggle. Get active into those legs. Hands onto the rib cage now, and keep those hips exactly where they are, and exhale towards the front leg. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Exhale towards the front leg. Inhale, back towards the center. Spine nice and tall and long. If you want to add the arms, left arm goes forwards, right arm goes back, and we bring it back. Really nice. Let's go for 2 more. And 1 more. Really nice, bringing your way all the way back down to the floor, stepping the leg back, pushing back to that down dog position if you want to. If you prefer to stay standing, then stay standing. In your own time, the left leg comes forwards, keeping that knee, ankle, hip alignment, bringing your way back up, and we're in a lunge on the other side. Same if you're standing, just step the feet apart. Pulling those legs against each other, so back leg pulling forwards, front leg pulling backwards. We're going to sit down into that little bit of a lunge position, and we're going to stay there. We're going to be rotating towards the front leg and bring it back. So exhale, rotating from the ribs towards that front leg. Don't let those legs move. Keep those legs pulling against each other. Front leg pulling backwards, back leg pulling forwards. Exhale as you go, inhale as you come back. Really nice. The last 2. And back to the center. We're going to change legs again. You can do it through standing, you can do it through down dog. You know what you're doing now. Take your time, pedal through in your own time. Right leg comes forwards, and we bring it back to the lunge on the other side of the body. Bring it down into as deep as you can hold lunge. Front leg pulling backwards, back leg pulling forwards. Now we're going to do a side bend. So we're going to tuck the pelvis, and we're going to try and lengthen right up through the spine. So tucking the pelvis lengthens into the front of this hip. So just feel for that. Keep everything as level as you can through the hips, and then all we're going to do is come into a bit of a side bend, just reaching up if you want to with the arm. You don't need to reach up with the arm if you don't want to. I'll mirror here. So again, a little bit of a lunge, reaching up and over and bringing it back to the center, and same thing other side, reaching up and over and bringing it back to the center. Exhale as you go, inhale as you come back. Watch out for what the hips are doing. They're going to want to go in the direction that you're moving. So if you're going this way, they're going to want to push out to the side and just push off balance. Stay as central as you can. Feel for the spine moving. Remember, the focus is that spine. Whenever you're feeling even on both sides, bringing it back, changing legs to a standing position, or coming down to down dog to change if you want to. In your own time, that left leg comes forwards, knee, ankle, hip alignment, bringing your way back up, and we're doing the same thing on the other side. So again, I'll mirror here, bring yourself down into that lunge, front leg pulling backwards, back leg pulling forwards, tucking that pelvis to lengthen through the back of that hip flexor, and then the front of the hip flexor, I should say. Exhale, bring that over. So it's the back leg hip flexor we're lengthening. Exhale, bringing it over, inhale, bringing it back. And bring it back. So if you're doing the more mellow version of this, you're going to stick with that sequence we've just done and do it again. I mean, it's still not mellow, it's still pretty difficult. It's just range of movement wise I'm talking. If you want to come to standing, come to standing. If you want to come to down dog, come to down dog. So now we've got the version that requires more range of movement. So if you've just done that,
Stick with that if this doesn't feel right. In your own time, your right leg comes forward. Now we stay down. So it's a deep lunge. Get comfortable in it. Lift the back knee if you want it more challenging, back knee down if you want it less challenging. Feel for the right glute working. Push into that right foot. Lengthen out through the spine. Try and really lengthen that spine out. Left hand can stay on the floor. Right elbow reaches up and back. You keep looking straight forwards with the head and bring it back down. So it's almost like you're starting a chainsaw, pulling that arm up and back, keeping that spine long and strong through the legs, really trying to keep the hips level. Don't let that left hip drop towards the floor. So remember, you can just be doing the lunge rotations we were doing a moment ago if you want to, if you don't fancy this one. Really nice. From there, we're going to change legs. Step it through down dog if you want to, or step it through standing if you prefer. Taking that left leg forwards, same thing with the side. Knee, ankle, hip alignment on both legs. Fingertips stay down on that right hand, but try not to have the weight on it. Lift the back knee if you want it tricky. Push into that left leg, get that left glute fired, keep those hips level. Left elbow reaches up and back, keep that length through the spine. Bring it back down. Bring it back down. Really nice. 2 more. Bring it back down, changing through down dog if you want to, or if you prefer bringing it to standing. In your own time, right leg comes forwards, keep that alignment and bring your way back to that lunge position. Now, we're going to do something slightly different. So if you can get down to this position, then great. If you prefer to be in this position, then that's fine too. So you can be knee right just above the floor and have these 2 90-degree bends in the knees, or you can be a little bit higher if it feels a bit too much. From here, we tuck the pelvis backwards. Tuck the pelvis backwards and reach the arms up. Bring it back down, bring it back up, sorry, and bring it down as the arms go up. Keep that tuck of the pelvis. Bring it back up, exhale, bring it down. Keep the tuck of the pelvis as the arms go up. Really working for that nice aligned position of the legs. So again, I'll show you mirrored, keeping that alignment, knee, ankle, hip alignment. So you'll see on me now, my back foot disappears because it's perfectly aligned with the knee and the hip. If it was out of alignment, you see it still stays in shot a little, the back of the foot, the back of the leg. Really try and get that alignment nice and tight and keep that tuck. Whenever you're ready, bring it all the way back up. Change legs from a standing position, step it out for a moment. Or if you want to do that down dog again, you can do the down dog again. You can come down until the knee is on the floor and then push just a tiny way up so you're in that really challenging position and switch that tuck on. Or you can do it from a standing position, switch that tuck on. It's up to you. Bringing it down as the arms come up, bringing it up as the arms come down. Exhale as you go. Inhale as you come back up. Really work on that alignment. Again, I'll mirror here. So bringing it down, bring your way back up. Bringing it down, bringing your way back up. Let's go for 2 more. And last one. Really nice. In your own time, either bringing yourself to that all fours position and resting, or bringing it to down dog and resting in down dog if down dog feels like a rest. Sometimes it doesn't, so don't force through. Lower your knees if you want to make it more mellow. If you're in down dog, just let the head hang. Feel your way through, bend and straighten the legs, maybe bend both legs together, see how that feels, shift the bum up and back. Whenever you're ready, resting down onto the knees, back into our all fours position. From this all four position now, we're going to step one leg forwards. So let's go right leg to start with. Step the right leg forwards. knee, ankle, hip alignment on both legs, right the way back to those back toes. Just really try and keep that alignment. Level those hips off, push into the front leg as though you're going to push yourself up to a standing position, and level the hips out. So as you push into that front leg, imagine you're going to try and drive you up to standing. You should start to feel right glute starting to work a little. From there, we tuck the pelvis. So as earlier, it's the same thing we were doing. So exhale, tuck that pelvis backwards, lengthening into this hip flexor, nice and tall through the spine. Take a big inhale, broad across the shoulders, and then all we're going to do is take the left arm and draw the elbow back, and then turn that hand out. So you're getting this stretch across here, rotating the spine, keeping the head nice and tall, looking straight forwards if you want to, or you can start to let the head come back with you if you prefer. Bringing the arm around, almost like you're going to throw something. Slowly though, take your time. From there, we're back where we started. So we bring the arm back, elbow comes back, palm backwards a little. Then we turn the palm out, and we lift that arm up and over the top. Imagine you're throwing a javelin. So bringing it round, turning the palm out, up and over the top, and bringing it round. The whole time pushing into that strong right leg, keeping those hips as level as possible, keeping that tuck. Bringing it round, elbow comes back, big breath in, broad across the shoulders, turning that palm round, lifting it up and over, exhaling, coming back round. Inhale, pause, exhale, draw it back. Inhale, draw it, turn it round, and exhale, bring it back round over the top. One more. So I did that in 2 breaths, or you could do it in 4. Inhale, exhale, move, elbow goes back, palm pushes back. Inhale, bring it round, and exhale, bring it over. It's up to you. One more. I know I've done more than we said, but it's a good exercise, feeling your way through, getting that length into the hip flexor, getting that strength into the legs and the abs, keeping that spine nice and tall, and getting that mobility into the shoulder. So same thing on the other side. Bring yourself around whenever you're ready. So now we're pushing into that left leg. We're creating that tuck, using that right glute and lengthening into that right hip flexor. Knee, ankle, hip alignment on both legs. Remember, watch out for a wandering back foot. See if you can really set it into position gently. From there, tall through the spine. Taking the right hand now, drawing the elbow back, palm faces backwards as you go. Then we turn the palm round to the side and all the way over as we bring the arm up and over the top. So you can do it in 4 breaths, or 2 breaths I should say. As you inhale, set yourself up nice and tall and wide across the shoulders. Draw the arm back with the exhale, bringing it round as you inhale and over the top as you exhale. Or you could do it with 2 breaths as you inhale, coming all the way back, and exhale, bringing it over. Inhale, bring it all the way back, and exhale, bring it over. See how it feels for you. Take your time, make sure that shoulder feels nice and comfortable. Really try and feel the position through the spine and the chest and the shoulders that enables you a good range of movement with that rotation. Don't force it. Breathe nice and big. Feel your way through that motion. One more. And relax. Bring your way to a kneeling position. So bring your hands back down when you're ready. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can always come down onto the elbows for this one if it feels a bit uncomfortable on the hands or the wrists. And then all we're going to do is just arch and tuck from this position. So what we were doing earlier is the same thing. Just inhale, arch that lower back, exhale, flatten that lower back out. Really useful lumbar movement, very gently massaging or moving through that lower back, getting things flowing and moving. And then if you could, see if you could start to bring the upper back in. So now we keep the lower back still and we just move into the upper back as you inhale. Round up into the upper back, let the head come down, and then as you exhale, flatten out through that upper back whilst also keeping a grip of the abdominal muscles to stop the lower back coming into the movement. So inhale, rounding up, exhale, flattening out. And then if you want to add the two together, you could do that. So then you come from the lower back, you'd inhale, arch the lower back, flatten the upper back, exhale, tuck and flatten out that lower back, and now round up into that upper back. So it's like a ripple from the pelvis upwards. Inhale, arch the lower back, gently lift the chest up and forwards. Exhale, tuck, gently lift the upper back upwards, so you round up into the upper back. Feeling your way through, nice and gently gliding. And then just in general, having a little move around. So see if we could circle the hips. Gently in one direction and gently in the other direction. Keep that breath nice and smooth. In your own time, just bringing the elbows down to the floor. Elbows shoulder width, wrists shoulder width, hands just grip the floor, and then very gently just ease your way backwards without letting the elbows splay out and without letting those wrists come inwards, just into this sort of semi-dolphin position. You'd raise the knees and bring your way up if you were doing dolphin, but this is more relaxed, just gentle shoulder stretch. Strengthening of the shoulder a little as well. Just see if you could keep those elbows tucked in as you ease your way back. See if you could keep the bottom of the ribs tucking down into your abdominal muscles, which then brings a bit of release into the thoracic. For me at least, it certainly does. Just feeling your way gently into it. Breathing. In your own time, gradually starting to bring your weight onto your back. Now we're back where we started, bringing the right knee in and then the left knee, holding both legs in. Just see how you feel. Have a little rock side to side, have a little rock front to back. So a nice little mobility session and strength session for the spine and everything that supports the spine. And then let's just see how the hamstrings are. So you can put the hands onto the hamstrings and then just very gently straighten one leg a little and very gently straighten the other leg a little. And just feel the hamstrings moving, feel that gliding happening. Maybe give the toes a wiggle, flex and point the feet. Get things moving there. And let's just finally do a little for the hips. Just bring the knees in, let them come away from each other so they part. Take them away from you and bring those knees back together again. So opposing circles with the knees, just gliding round the joint, using the arms to move the legs, relaxing the legs as much as possible. And then just try the same thing in the opposite direction. So nice and steady, circling the legs the opposite way. And whenever you're ready, resting the feet down onto the floor, and depending on how your spine feels, you might want to straighten the legs right out and just be completely flat on your back. If that feels uncomfortable for the lower back, you might want to have the knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Or you could, if you've got like a sofa or a bed or something, you could rest the lower leg up onto it. And that tends to be a really nice, comfortable position for the lower back. And just being flat out on the back of your spine, letting everything relax down. Flattening out that spine. Arms in a comfortable position by your sides, space under the armpits, natural curve in the fingers. Notice how it feels to close the eyes, if that's comfortable for you. If not, just soften the focus off. Maybe semi-close the eyes. Notice the area around the jaw and the cheeks.
letting go of any effort. Noticing the area around the forehead, in between the eyebrows. Again, just letting go of any effort. With the inhales, just thinking, starting again, refreshing, renewing. With the exhale, just thinking, letting go, letting go, letting go. On the inhale, refresh and renew. On the exhale, let go, start again. Paying attention to each breath as it happens. Just scanning up and down the body. Noticing any effort, any tension, any opportunity to let go. On the inhale, refreshing and renewing. As you inhale, imagine scanning right the way down to the feet and the toes, all refreshed and renewed. As you exhale, letting go of anything from the foot all the way up to the top of the head. As you inhale, refreshing and renewing all the way down the arms to the fingertips. As you exhale, letting go anything you don't need in your body or your mind, dispersing with the exhale. With the inhale, fresh perspective, new breath, fresh air, renewing, exhaling to let go. Check in with the jaw again, around the face, around the neck and the shoulders, letting go of tension. You can even visualize the tension as something as it just floats off. Tracing each breath as it happens. Very gradually, just have a little move of the face, get some things moving on your face. Maybe even have a little half smile, treat yourself. Give the fingers and toes a little bit of movement. The arms and the legs. If you want to stretch out, stretch out. If you want to roll about, roll about. Moving in a way that makes you feel good. If you're comfortable keeping the eyes closed, you could keep the eyes closed as you gradually start to work your way back up to any comfortable seated position. Maybe you're sat on a chair, maybe you're kneeling, maybe you're cross-legged on a cushion, whatever it is, something comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall, letting the chin come down towards the chest, slowly and gradually just starting to open the eyes, slowly and gradually just starting to lift that head back up. Imagine each vertebra of the neck just moving as you lift the head back up. I'll finish there. Thanks very much. Take care.